I did see another movie. Scissorhands.
Oh, another Tim Burton. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Yes. Depp just disappears in that part. He just completely disappears.
He was so just he barely spoke, but his facial acting was so expressive. He was
And
amazing.
there's and that childlike
Yeah,
innocence.
he's so innocent. It was tragic how innocent he was.
Yes.
It was such a suburban fairy tale the way
Right,
it's
right.
done. And it's funny now that I watched it, now that I've lived in Burbank, it's very clear that that suburb is what he based that off of Burbank because he grew up in Burbank. And you can tell.
Tim Burton grew up in Burbank?
Yeah. Very based on his life because it's his child self drew a picture that looked like Edward Scissorhands, and he always was that character stayed with him
Oh,
all
how
his life.
interesting.
Yeah. And the suburbs of that little thing is based off of Burt, and you can tell because those it's obvious. The houses look like Burbank. It's like a stripped down uh strange kind of garish version of Burbank without trees. That's kind of
Yeah.
what it looks like. The opening hit me especially hard, and I'm sure
Yeah.
it's this way for you as well. Where
Yes.
when she's doing the door to door sales,
Yes.
like anyone who's done door to door sales, just that resonates so hard. Just the constant rejection, going there, this, and that,
Yes. Yes.
and then so desperate you go to like the scary looking house. Oh my god,
Okay.
the scary looking
I'll go to the serial killer house. Let's go there.
that house. If that house wasn't there, the entire movie doesn't work. The only way that movie like got you in the frame of mind to like accept every weird bizarre thing in that film was because there's this massive hill with this massive gothic mansion on the hill. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. It's so absurd, but because it's so early in the film and it's always there, it lets your brain just be like this is a fairy tale. This doesn't don't look for realism, and your brain is like primed for the
Right.
absurdity of this story. It's necessary. That house is necessary.
Well, as a rule, I would think any Gothic castle is necessary. I mean, from a personal note.
Well, yeah,
The absolute, yeah, yeah. I love castles.
yeah. And so
Um,
she goes up to that house, and oh my god, that lady, I think Peg is her name,
yes,
such
yes.
so sweet. Oh my gosh, just the sweetest woman. And the performance was so believable. Like it again, it wouldn't have worked without that character because
Right.
I mean, the idea of going to a creepy house, meeting this random kid, and then just taking him home is an absurd concept. Absurd. But because this character's so sweet and so good natured and so kind, you completely buy it. Like, yeah, of course she would take him home. It's such a motherly and wholesome character. I loved her.
Yeah.
Also, a very, I mean, it made me think that Avon sponsored this movie because their
Maybe, maybe.
their Avon representative is such a good person, and and it's also about makeup like on the side. I'm like, what, like this is this a makeup movie? Um,
Well, one of the best things about it is all the topiaries he creates.
the topiaries are great. I
Yeah.
I I remember you telling me the premise of that movie many years ago, and my child self just it was like, what? Like, how can you make a story about like a guy with scissors? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But he really commits to that concept and all the things that he could do with scissors. He
Ice sculpting.
ice sculpting and hair cutting, dog hair cutting.
Yes, yes.
It was great, great. the way he portrays the suburban two-faced nature of
Oh,
everyone, and how nosy they all are, and how false they are, and just with that in contrast to very genuine, very sincere moments, because the story is very sincere, but
right.
set in this extremely um, artificial and uh, obsessed with appearances setting, and it's
Right.
all the more poignant because of that contrast.
Right.
I
Right.
love that portrayal of that neighborhood. It's it's extreme. It feels like a modern people with pitchforks, you know? That's kind of because it's a
Yeah,
fairy
pretty
tale.
much. Yeah, it's a fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale, but it just happens to be set in these kind of strange suburbs.
Loved how he would make it snow.
That's why it's a fairy tale. Why is it
Right.
snowing in this film? And the answer is the kind that you tell a child. You know, it's
Right.
like,
Right.
oh,
Exactly.
a man with scissors is making ice sculptures up on that hill. Many people who read that script did not get it because and some of them only got it when they saw the film and saw the visuals and Tim Burton's
Right.
kind
I
of
mean, imagine how hard it is to pitch that.
no,
You want to do what?
it doesn't make it must be a very difficult script to read because you can't really get it until you see the aesthetic. Once you see
The
the
amazing
aesthetic, you
part is he
get it.
got Johnny Depp to do it. That's amazing. Now, I know they have a long-term friendship, but
Well,
I
no,
mean, that's.
that was the movie they met. They met each
Oh,
other
was
on.
that that was his first, the movie they first met, did together?
Yeah, I think his agents or his managers didn't want him to do it because at that point he was kind of like a hot heartthrob, and they're like, you're
Well,
gonna
he
do
was. Was it Jump Street 21?
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, you shouldn't do it, and that's what he wanted to do. Oh, and also, and Vincent Price is in that, and but he was very ill, which was why they cut a lot of his scenes out. He's only in it a little
Yeah.
bit. Then Winona Ryder. Uh,
I mean, that was that where she got her start? It was right
no,
around
no,
there.
no, no, no. She was in Beetlejuice.
That's it. Okay, so I knew they were right around each other. So
Yeah.
she got Beetlejuice first,
He
and
did
that
Beetlejuice with
went.
her, and then she did this, which was 180, and she met Johnny Depp on that.
Yeah,
Uh,
they dated for a while.
my heart wishes the ending was different, but the ending is is important. It's painful and
Right,
sad, but it's a integral part of the movie. It needs to
right,
be
right.
there.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, I will let you go.
All right.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.